$200,000 by 7 p.m. On our website. If you go to itrygirls.org and go to the Giving Day page, there's a countdown that shows you how much time we have left before 7 p.m. till we pop the champagne and we celebrate exceeding that goal, which I have been visualizing for weeks, and I know that that's going to happen. But it can only happen if people out there reach into their hearts and their wallets and give. And so it doesn't matter if you can give $5, $10, $50,000, that would be nice, wouldn't it? And get us to our goal, because when we hit that goal, then we can empower more girls. And right now, you guys are in for a treat, because you are going to meet two extraordinary young women who were involved in the very beginnings of iTry. So to my right is Priscilla Ortega, who has been with iTry since she was in 7th grade at spring school. And she's going to tell you a little bit about herself and her journey, and how kind of things come full circle, and how now you're helping us in new ways. So tell us a little bit about your iTry journey, and then your college journey, and coming back to iTry a little bit.
Okay, so I'm Priscilla Ortega. I'm 22 years old now. I'm not 13 years old anymore. And when I started the triathlon, I was more shy than I am. I'm not that shy anymore, thank God. And that's thanks to iTry. So when I started, I was born in Ecuador, and I came to this country, and I did not know anything of English. I didn't know anything. And throughout those times, my self-esteem was low because, not knowing the language barriers, and then finding a community, iTry gave me that. So it was a foundation to the upcoming goals that I wanted to pursue. So with that, my first step was finishing the triathlon, and that was an opening to my future endeavors. So after we finished in 8th grade, after our first, then 8th grade came, I was working. I was a 14-year-old girl. I was working and doing iTry at the same time, and I would text Teresa, I can't go to the meeting today, this Saturday I have to work. And she'd be like, okay, but tomorrow can you do this? And I'd be like, okay. So it was like very flexible for someone that has a different life than an ordinary girl, because I started working at the age of 14, and I would go to school, and I would be in sports, do the iTry, and then I transferred into high school. And I was very involved doing iTry. Well, I would try to, keep in contact with Teresa. Yeah. They had this program in high school. I think you started it when I was a freshman.
Yep.
And you kind of still kept in touch with us and made sure that we were okay and that we were still participating. So we had a couple meetings.
What do we say? Once an iTry girl, never an iTry girl. I will hunt you down. I will bring you back.
Right. So we were in a history classroom, and we were all together once again. It was a much smaller group. It's not like it is today. And from then on, she always kept in touch. Any event that she had, she'd be like, oh, Priscilla, would you like to join? So fast forward, I'm an 18-year-old going to graduate high school, vice president of my class, president of World Languages Club. I'm an advocate for the Latino community, always been. Then transferring to college, into an honors college in SUNY Old Westbury. Still in touch with Teresa and the iTry program itself, inviting me into programs like we had one in Stony Brook. So that was great, because not only was I in college, but I was still in contact to something that provided me a foundation for everything else moving forward. So I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did pretty well.
I'll toot it for her. Bum, ba, bum. She's an amazing young woman. Go ahead, toot away.
So I did pretty well in college. I graduated magna cum laude.
It's pretty well.
And I was in the Student Government Association. I was in one of the biggest clubs. I was the president. I founded a club which is Undocumented Student Alliance. We did a lot of advocacy throughout all of that. And then after graduation, one day I was just laying in bed, and Teresa called me and was like, so do you want to work? And I was like, perfect, because I've been applying to so many organizations, and I've had great opportunities. But this was right on home, and COVID was right in the corner.
We didn't
So
know it.
no, I didn't know it then, but that was in February, and you called me, and I was like, Mom, what should I do? And she was like, do you want to go and move out a little further, and then you're gonna have to pay your rent, this and that. I was like, I just graduated. Let me just stay home. So I did, and I started working for Teresa and the whole organization, and as an administrative assistant. And in the beginning, it was quite different. I was going to her house, we were doing, not visual things. So, and then boom, everything happened, and it was COVID. We were under quarantine, and we had no, in the beginning, it was not as simple. And then we started doing all these, well, they started doing all these events, and I was tagged along, and we did all these meetings for the bilingual community, and I kind of ran those, and it was a great calling for me because we helped a lot of the people in the community with food, um, and making sure that everyone was okay during these difficult times.
Priscilla has really run that whole outreach. We should look it up, what we've been able to give to families who are in need. That's not our mission, right? That's not our mission at all. But in we always make a promise, right? Made the promise to you and your family that whatever you need to be successful in iTry, we will be there for you. And during COVID, it meant paying for funerals, paying. We have a family who they have 6 children at home, no, neither family member working, and they didn't have minutes on their cell phone. So they were basically alone without any way to communicate if an emergency happened. And so we have been helping them a bit, and just in different ways, in food, and it's been incredible, Priscilla.
Yeah.
And we couldn't have done it without you organizing that. And she reaches out every week and touches base. How are you doing? Most everybody's back on their feet right now, and we're so proud of them, and we know that they will then go and empower others, because that's how it works, right? We give not a hand out but a hand up, and you've been pivotal to making sure that happens. And how does it make you feel to be able to do that?
Well, I was so thankful because while hearing all the negative that was going around, deaths, multiple deaths from the girls and the moms, and they're not knowing what to do next, it was kind of helpful to know that there was organizations like ours and other organizations that we could connect them to that could help our community. And as a whole, I feel that we became even more united. I met so many parents and girls that I could have never met if it wasn't for the visual connections that we made
Yeah.
throughout this process.
Yeah. So in iTry, we are so representative of our communities, the communities that were in the different schools. Is Alana on? Ah, okay. And it's so important that our staff and our board and everyone reflects our girls. And having Priscilla, a dreamer who grew up just like our girls, there as this model of what you can be. I know the parents would look at you and be like, I want my daughter to be just like Priscilla. You've been such a gift and
Thank
a role
you.
model to iTry. And we are about to bring in Alana Ellis, who has also been a gift and the most amazing part of iTry. Alana grew up down the street from me. She's Abby's best friend. Also, Priscilla is Abby's best friend too. So you join the iTry family. You also join Teresa's family. And so Alana grew up down the street from me. I've been in love with Alana since she was 3 years old, and she is my other daughter. And so Alana, so happy to have you with us today. How are you, babe? I can't see you.
How are you?
We're good. Are you surprised to see Priscilla?
I am. That was so great. I've been listening for, most of this conversation, and it's been good to get the update.
Yeah. I miss you. I can't see you yet. I'm hoping to. But for everybody who is able to see her, the most beautiful young woman inside and out that you could ever meet, Alana Ellis. Alana, you and Abby and those first 10 girls really, started something spectacular. Can you talk a little bit about what that first year was like? How we didn't know what it was going to be, but you just trusted in the process?
Yeah, so the first year was definitely a lot of trusting in the process because it was the first to donate and donate their time and donate their services. So the first year was always really exciting. We would hear early on in the week, like, girls later we're going to be going belly dancing, or girls later we're going to be going to do yoga at Lululemon. And it was just always, my favorite thing about it was opportunities for fitness that you would not have um, outside of iTry. It was always like really cool things that would have either been, too expensive for us or too hard to coordinate. So it was just a really exciting time, because now, of course, we know, this is a program, we're probably going to be doing this. There's a whole schedule set, but yeah, the first year was like always exciting.
Yeah, I always tell the story of we didn't have any money. We didn't know what we were doing. It was and it was right before the first time we were going to go biking, and I was on Facebook, and we had a blog then, and I would say, girls are going biking on Wednesday. We don't have any bikes. And so people were like, oh, I have a bike you can borrow. Here's my address. And I would go pick up the bike and bring it to the bike rack. Oh, I have one.
Yeah.
And we get there that afternoon, and Sharon pulls up and she goes, are we set? Do we have enough bikes and helmets? And I go, I don't know. I don't know. And the girls started coming out, and we ended up with exactly the right number of bikes, the right number of helmets. And it was like, okay, loaves and fishes. There were so many instances where we didn't know if it was going to work, and then a miracle would happen. And that's how it's been. And I always, the other thing I talk about, Alana, is that do you remember, like, it was the next year after I try. So the race was in July, and then we got back together, I think, like September, October at the Y, and we formed the alumni council. And I remember talking to you guys, and we wrote down our mission and our vision. And it was you guys who were like, we got to keep doing this. And I want to find a girl who's just like me. I wanted to go to more girls. And we were like dreaming, where can this go? What can this be? And it was probably you, because this is how you talk and think. But one of you said, I want iTry to be anywhere that any girl who can benefit from it would have that opportunity, right? And do you remember that day?
Yeah, of course. I actually remember it so so clearly. We had like that table set up in the Y. And obviously we were all still so young. Our first year was sixth grade, so then we were in seventh grade at that point, putting together this whole like mentorship council. But yeah, it's like that whole hindsight thing that I was talking about. It's like the first year was so, it was miracles and just excitement. And then the second year, it's like, you want to bring this experience to people who might be in the position that you were in.
Absolutely. So crazy. So I am so happy for this time that we've been able to spend with you, Alana. I love you. I miss you.
I know, I miss you
started a new job. Both graduates from college, doing really, really well, even though it's really a hard time to be a young person. So I'm so grateful. We are, as everybody knows, we are raising $200,000. Alana is a master, right? Alana, a master of visualization and manifesting. We manifest miracles all the time together. So remember when we were going to go to the Women's Sports Foundation Gala, and we dreamt that and we went. It was fun.
Yeah.
So I want you to visualize with me right now. And tonight, if you can, at 6:30, tune in. Imagine me being able to announce we have surpassed $200,000. Not yet. That we're visualizing. Judy's over there going, we did it already. No, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But see, that's how powerful it is. Judy felt it. She's already been there. Because and what I say, if you can go there in your mind, you can go there in your body. So everybody out there, just see it happening, and we're going to get there. But we're only going to get there if you go right now. Text to give. Get on your phone. Type in 44321 in the message. Put in what if 2020 and give a little. Give a little. It means a lot. Priscilla, I love you. I love having you back at iTry, our first alum who's an employee. Alana, I love you to death. I can't wait to see you in person and put my arms around you. So you excellent. Busy woman. Okay, Bobby, come on down. Bobby, come over here first. All right, that was really fun. That made my day. have our girls express what I try meant to them, it's priceless. And I hope if you're on and you're watching, you see the just the impact that I try has in one life. It goes on to impact so many other lives. So when you give today to I try, you're not just helping this organization. You are really truly making a difference in the lives of girls and their families, and that's what we're hoping to achieve today with all of your help. Up next, we are going to talk to Bobby McLean, who has just joined our board. It's very exciting. I think Bird told me that he may have a gift for us. Hey, yes, you can take your mask off. Good to see you.
Hi, Teresa.
It's so wonderful to have you here at Judy's.
It's good to be here.
My wife, I don't know how to unmute it. Uh-oh. What do I press? Ta-da! Oh, his is. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute.
That's okay. It's all right. We have 5 people watching. It's not that bad. And 3 of them are sitting there. So. We look good. We look good. So Bobby, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, a huge thank you and welcome because you've just joined the iTry board.
Thank you.
You
Yes,
see,
I
we're
just
trying
joined in
to
September.
get very diverse. You're now, I think we're up to 3 men on an all women's board that we used to have. So I love that.
That's great diversity.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. So what has being involved in iTry meant to you so far?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my iTry history, which is a short one starting in March of 2020. But first I wanted to give you this check.
Okay. Do you mind if I
please,
open it up now? Okay. So
I came bearing a check.
With my team over there, guys, where are we now before I look at this check? Before. I want to see because this is exciting.
We are at $115,000.
Right now we're at
115.
That's without this.
115.
115. Okay, let's see.
Got my mask around my wrist.
All right, I'm not very good at math. So we're at 115, and Bobby.
Let's see. Well, I can do it. I actually had a long career on Wall Street, so I know a little bit about math. So 115 plus 10 makes 125. Woohoo!
If I could hug you, I would hug you. Bobby, that's amazing.
Bump my elbow.
All right.
Bump my elbow.
We're at $125,000. Oh my gosh, Bobby.
So there are people behind us who are happy as well.
There are many happy people, Bobby. I'm beyond grateful.
No, my pleasure.
Tell us about your iTry journey, how you found out about us, what's it meant to you to be involved, and you've been very involved. Beyond money's great, but like we talked about with Kathleen, you've invested time and knowledge and all of that, and so we're so grateful.
Just the beginning.
Yes, good.
But I found out about iTry through another board member, Lori Gordon, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I have had a long career. I mentioned that just before. A long career working on Wall Street. Just stopped working about 2 years ago, and also, to be honest, when I had mentioned to people I know about nonprofit work, people warned me and said, nonprofits, very slow moving, very sleepy, somebody with fast moving like you is not going to be happy, going to be very frustrated, warning, warning, warning. So I met with Ann and Adeline, 2 other board members, and they asked me if I wanted to pursue, this was March of 2020 when the world had just gotten crazy. They asked me if I wanted to pursue joining the board. So I took some of my friends' advice. I said, no, I really want to pursue figuring out if there's some way I can actually make an impact and help the organization. So I joined the product committee, which at that point we were talking about expansion, but it was quickly moved to like, how can we do a virtual program because we can't have the program anymore, and what are we going to do going forward, and can we look at things in terms of the competition, and what should we do, and how should we be organized. And so I found from March until probably the end of the summer, we did a lot of work. The group is fantastic, but everything people had told me, at least about iTry, about nonprofits, was completely wrong, because this was like fast moving, fast decision making, meetings every week, tasks assigned to people, where there's almost 1 or 2 days where Jackie Corzo, another board member who has been leading this committee, I was almost kind of like, she's like, can you do this in 2 days? And I said, well, I don't know, I guess I can do this in 2 days. And I'm thinking, wow, this is so opposite of what I was told a nonprofit would be like. So that came to the end of the summer when Adeline delivered a little message and asked me, would you think about now joining the board? And so I thought to myself, well, after these 6 months and after being involved in the product committee, and then I took the lead on with Jen on like a deep competitive analysis. So I learned an amazing amount about other nonprofits, about other organizations that do things in a broad, similar way. And it took me about 2 seconds to say to Adeline, sure, I will definitely join. So the board meeting, end of September, just a few weeks ago, was my first
You joined
board
the finance
meeting.
committee?
I joined the finance committee a few months before that. But really what made me, the mission of the organization is without question. But really the people in this organization, from the board members to the staff, I said things like, I was shocked, and anybody who's worked on Wall Street could somewhat relate. I just thought to myself, wow, the staff of this organization, they work so hard. I remember like having young people work for me that were like paid like crazy amounts of money, didn't work half as hard as a lot of the people in this organization. So for me, that was all I needed to see. And it was kind of a great experience because 6 months I worked for the organization without being on the board. And now recently I've joined the board and excited to take a lot of the work we've done in the past several months on the product committee, take it kind of to new levels where we've got to now implement. And that's what we're going to do this winter. We're going to implement.
Right, and we are, because you just got us $10,000 closer to that goal.
So exciting.
So
125, we're only 75 away. No problem. What time is it? quarter to 2, 75 away. We're looking for all you guys to come out and donate.
You must have some Wall Street friends out there that we can call on.
Well, interesting enough, you know, where I'm seeing the most kind of heart-opening donations, I've gotten $10 donations from like nieces and nephews of mine who are teenagers.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, donating
so
$10.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that the amazing thing about this organization is how it's helping girls in the East End of Long Island. And I think the message resonates really quickly with people. And people are showing from, I'm not sure we're at 125, but I can imagine the number of donations. I myself have probably gotten close to, probably almost close to 30, 40, $10, $15, $20 donations.
Yep, and it all adds
up. I collected
right?
cash on the street near in my neighborhood.
He's standing out with his
will
hand.
take
anything
that anyone has. I didn't take, well, was never offered change, but if I was offered change, I would have taken it as well.
Yep.
So
absolutely. Well,
every dollar counts.
It really does.
Every dollar. We'll take change as well.
Thank you so much. This has been just amazing. So happy to have you as part of our family. I'm going to kick you out of this seat because we've got people waiting in the wings. We're very popular now.
People waiting in the wings. This is like a virtual talk show here.
Right?
So,
well, you know,
I'm
Oprah,
I'm going back to hair and makeup, and these guys are coming in.
We do want hair and makeup.
Could you? Could you? Oh my gosh! All right. Okay. Okay, sounds good. And they're just getting mic'd up. Wow, this is an incredible afternoon so far. Amazing. We just had lunch with Kathleen. We heard from some of our girls. We heard from Bobby and just received an amazing donation of $10,000. So if you're sitting at home saying, oh, they don't need it, we do. We do. We want that pink to go through the roof. We want to celebrate at 7 p.m. with you. So bring it on. Hello, my friends. Come on in. Yeah, why don't you sit here? And sure, do you mind kind of standing here? Oh, did you bring flowers? Oh, I should give them right back because you know sunflowers are the flower of gratitude. And so I am so grateful to you both and for being, just sit there. Hopefully we can see you. So happy that you came out.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So,
great.
So everybody, this is Tammy Coletti. Tammy is with the Promise of Hope Foundation. And this is Cher, and I can never pronounce your... Barzilay, thank you. Jen always has to tell me, and then it goes in and out. But anyway, so you have done a lot of fundraising on your own to help Promise of Hope, which has then helped iTry, and we are beyond grateful for the love and support that you've been showing us for a few years now. And just any time that I get to see you guys, I'm so happy. And so we just, for everybody, we're like major Oprah fans. Please tag Oprah, because we know one of these days
She is going to
one of these days
hang
so
out with us,
we
for
actually right before the pandemic hit, right, it was like February 20, end of February,
6th, right.
We were lucky enough to be in New York for Oprah's 2020 Vision Tour, and I just have chills thinking about it. It was the most, I have chills. Amazing day.
An arena of 15,000 people. When you think of that.
Yes,
right.
we found each other.
Right.
We spent that day. The energy, the vibration, the magic of that day was everything that we talk about in iTry, and it was just amazing. And then the world changed. So, but we've been in touch. I know you guys did a great gala and pulled that off, and
thanks to everybody who knows how to.
Yeah,
to
I
work
know the
these
tech
machines
people.
And bring the ring. And
Yeah. So I'll let you kind of take over and talk.
Well, so again, thank you for having us and for creating this, being innovative. A quote from our great leader, who you may or may not have just mentioned. I know the three of us and most of the world admire, came to me this morning. She once said, "You don't become what you want, you become what you believe." You and your team and the board are great examples of this truth. The seeds you plant in your community have grown roots that speak of the time and energy you put into helping these young women know their worth. You give them the provisions and the platform to find their strength and to raise the future leaders and change makers of tomorrow. I am here with my sister from another mister, Shira Barzilay. She doesn't live far from here. And she is somebody who also shines her light and is helping to change lives within her community. She is always supportive, as you mentioned, to Promise of Hope and our mission and our vision, which when I first met you, which was a sequence of coincidences, your belief system, your overall spirit more than aligns itself with our mission. And it
the universe conspired to bring us together.
100%. And you continue to fuel the work that I do. And I'm just really so proud to even be part of this. So today, on behalf of myself and my partners, Michael and Scott, Promise of Hope wants to help you get to that number and present this donation of,
wait, can't even take it. I can't take it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh. So yes, the flowers go right back to you in gratitude. This is and I'm sorry, anybody who knows me, a big check. I got a big check. Oh my God, I got a big check. I love it. I'm so grateful.
And of course, and Shira also brought along with gifts, some money to contribute, as well as she has shouted out to all of her people, and hopefully they'll be texting in soon and donating as well. And
is this amazing? Amazing.
I mean, you're 100% going to make it. There's no doubt.
You're gonna get I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So feel free, if you're still out, if you want to come back, 6:30. Do you know Nora Conlon? Do you know Erin McGinty?
Yes.
So Erin's daughter is Nora Conlon, who was an iTry girl, and she's a singer-songwriter. So she's coming for our cocktail hour. She's going to be singing for us, and as we start the pre-celebration to make the announcement, which you just unbelievable are getting us so close. I am so grateful.
Yes.
So feel free to come back
also.
or definitely watch if you're at home. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
I love you guys. All right.
You too. And everybody be well.
We will. You too. You too. Keep doing what you're doing.
100%.
All right. We're behind you.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
This is incredible, everybody. This is just getting so much fun. Do you need to? I'll give you the check back at a.
Yes. And do you think we can get a quick picture?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You want to, we can just come back and we'll take the picture here. But anyway, everybody, this is exceeding my wildest dreams. Remember that for every $100 you donate, your name is put into the drawing, which we'll do tonight at 6:30. Your names are going in, don't you worry. And we've got some great gifts. We're gonna get there. We're gonna talk about them, but I know Leilanta is a beautiful boat that sails out of Sag Harbor. They've donated a day trip on Leilanta. Lynn Blue, who has her own band, the Lynn Blue Band. This one is really cool. She's donated an hour of her band, who will come to wherever you are in the Hamptons and do an hour performance for you at your next party. Yep, come on back for the photo. We've got local products from stores in Sag Harbor and beyond, and just a lot of great prizes. So donate $100 for your chance to win one of 5 great promises. I'm just going to stop for a second for a photo op. With make sure you get the check in.
With our Oprah.
Yes, yes. I do my best. I do my best. Excellent. Thanks again. I love your necklace too.
Next year, Oprah will be right here.
That's right. Yes. Do you need to take the check? Yes. Don't. Goodbye, big check. Come back next year.
And the real one may be in that envelope.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Come on up. Come. You want to say hi? Come up. Say hi to everybody. Well, Charlie's here with me, but she's being shy as we get ready for our next guest. Oh, I'm so excited. It's like, who's coming to dinner? It's very exciting. Hey, Kim.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Can I
How
take
is
this off
everything?
here?
Of course. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll lean back. as far
I've been
as
in
I
quarantine, so we're good.
can. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That happens to me all the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
excellent.
go.
Excellent. Hi.
How are you? I'm
good.
well. How are
good to see
you?
you. It's good to see you. So everybody, I'm sure most people who are on know Kim Cavell. She is she has her own foundation, the Flying Point Foundation, for Autism.
Mm-hmm.
And she is also a writer with, what is it? The press?
I'm with the press news group, but I'm actually furloughed and have been since March.
Oh boy. Okay.
You know, it's where
It
we're
is
at
what it
right
is.
now. It's
Yep.
where we're at right now. But
Yep.
you know, we make do and we do whatever we can.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
indeed.
Frees up. There's always something. There's a bigger reason and a bigger
And a
picture.
triathlete.
And absolutely, and a triathlete,
Right.
and a century cyclist. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep, all
that's-
those things,
all
exactly.
those things, right?
Yes.
And you weren't a swimmer, right? That was the hurdle that you had to get over to do a triathlon.
Well, I actually did the triathlon before I really knew how to swim.
And then you realized you
And I
needed some
found out
catching
it's
up to
not
do.
a great idea.
Right.
You know,
right.
you can do it. You can swim. I swam like a
Yeah.
suburban girl that never had a lesson.
Right.
And so after I did my first triathlon, I was urged to join the Y and take a master's class. And I was always intimidated because I thought master's class meant that you were really great at it.
Right. Right.
It just means you're old.
and you have time to swim, and now in the swim team is exactly.
And that's
yeah.
actually where I met Jen, and now we're friends. We met in the pool, right?
Yeah.
In the lane, right? And we had a Jen and a Jen and a Kim and a Kim.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and a folks, because Kim was a folks, but different spell. It was crazy.
Crazy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I had always had a goal of doing a triathlon before I was 50, which I didn't make because life happens.
Right,
But
right.
then in 2016, I set my mind to getting back into shape, and I had a friend who whipped me into the best shape I ever was.
JT.
And JT.
Yep.
JT did
Yep,
it. Yes,
yep.
a supporter of iTrap.
Yes, I hope JT is
on, JT.
out there watching. JT's been very generous in the past. Come on, JT. You're going to text him after this.
No pressure.
No pressure. Come on. We're going to get there. I'm shameless today.
But it was fantastic, and that's what I set the goal of doing the triathlon,
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah.
And you had already been up and running and doing all sorts
Now,
of
did
things.
you come to Turbo Tri before you did your first? Because I remember
So actually,
your
that's
son,
how
right?
we
Yeah.
married our
Organizations.
our organizations kind of together.
Yeah.
Or
Talk
the
about that.
causes.
It was
Yeah,
really
it's-
beautiful.
It is really interesting. When Dylan was still maybe about 13 or 14, I think it was.
Yeah.
I've always been a runner, so I
Right.
knew I could do that.
And at that point, how many years had Flying Point, the 10K, been going on?
I started that before I even had the Flying Point Foundation.
Right,
We
I
used
know.
to give the money to Stony Brook.
Yeah. Because I ran that a couple of times.
Right. So that
before.
started in
Yep.
2006.
Got it.
Okay. So then when you started the kids try, the youth try,
Yep.
I was like, you know what? Dylan's a great swimmer. You know, he is athletic, but he needs support. So I called you. I
Yep.
emailed you.
Yep.
And I asked, I said,
Yep.
could Dylan do this? And can I run as his shadow? And you made it happen. But that the challenge at that time was the swim. How is he going to be supported through this swim?
Swim. Yep.
I don't know if you remember, but it was TJ Calabrese who volunteered as part of the ocean rescue crew to
Yeah.
stay on his paddleboard next to
Yep.
Dylan.
Yep.
And I know it gets
Me too.
it's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah.
So he paddled Dylan through, and I was waiting at
Yep.
the beach.
Yep.
And then we went